enough.
Pete.
I thought this was because Taylor Swift's new album is out.
And,
yeah.
Can we have about 60 seconds of talking about, because
we can have.
My eldest daughter,
should do.
She's 12 years old, right? Welcome back to Andertons TV. Thanks for joining me and Pete today.
Drop in the names so the algorithm catches Taylor Swift, Wood, Travis Kelce, Wood, Taylor, Travis, right? So the algorithm catches this and gives us more views. So we had
to listen to it through a couple of times over the weekend with my daughter. I found her kind of, she's right at that age where I don't mind her hearing the explicit lyrics, but she has a younger sister. I didn't really want to hear the explicit lyrics. So we found like a clean version of it to play. And I just thought it was the very first thing that my wife said. She said, if you slow this down about 10 BPM, it's just going to sound like a Lana Del Rey album. And I just went, yeah, it does a bit. There wasn't anything really upbeat and groovy on it.
Yeah, there is the Wood one is kind of you know what it sounds like though? It sounds like old Danish 60s songs.
Does it?
It sounds like Danish songs, like Eurovision.
Anyway, I want to see the algorithm of how many people tuned into this video to hear about these amazing new American Pro classic guitars, and then after 2 minutes of talking about Taylor Swift, all switched off.
But I'll tell you what, Taylor Swift is because we get the algorithm to this will have many views now.
You're probably right.
And because you like and subscribe as well,
I'm giving the album a 4 out of 10.
Oh, I'll give it a bit more.
It's my least favourite Taylor Swift album so far.
It's one of my favourite ones so far. I think it flows very nicely through it.
I was bored. That's
but it doesn't take much to...
Okay, today is a good day.
This is exciting. I'm excited about this.
The good thing is that Pete and I have played these already, and we really like them. So hopefully you'll get a taste of why we like them so much in this video. So, now, you know what would have been much easier?
No.
Much easier. Is if Fender had just said, this is the new old American Standard Strat back, because it kind of is the new old American Standard Strat back.
Yeah, it is.
But because they kind of messed with the naming convention over the last few years, they can't really call it that anymore, because that would imply it's something else. So this is officially American Pro Classic, and in terms of it's going to replace Performer series.
Right.
So Performer is no more, and it will be the first. It'll be the entry point into having your guitar made out of that famous factory in Corona, USA. So this is, in my mind, it's the American Standard Strat, but it's not. It's the American Professional Classic. So we have several new electric guitars and basses in the range. Let's just quickly hold them up. So, of course, the world wouldn't be the world if it didn't have a 3-single coil Strat.
Nope.
But you can also have an HSS Strat as well. There's a 2-single coil pickup Telecaster, i.e. the classic. Woo! There's a 3-single coil Telecaster, which they're not calling the Nashville anymore. They're calling the Hotshot. So Nashville terminology is last year. This year, it's Hotshot. You are
Hotshot if you live in Nashville and play guitar anyway.
You ever seen Hot Shots? Is that the Charlie Sheen movie?
I have, yeah.
Yes, great film. Anyway, then we've got a Jaguar and a Jazzmaster. Sadly today, the Jaguar didn't make it here in time, so we got the Jazzmaster, but we'll talk about the Jaguar in a little bit. And then we've got a P-Bass and a Jazz Bass, of course, but that's not the cool one, right? Where's the uber cool? This is so cool!
Mustang bass, same colour. Nice colour.
Mr. Pete, I have a deeply scribbled on, as you can see here, doing my proper research for this video, comparison chart.
Come watch it to somewhere else if you want proper research.
Between American Pro 2, which is still in the range, and American Pro Classic. So let me just quickly whiz through this. Pretty much all this spec applies to everything, although what I've got written down here is Strat focused. So we have staggered classic gear tuners.
Do? Yes, you do.
So on the back they look classic. In fact, on the front they kind of look classic as well, but they are staggered. So these
are the best tuners.
Yeah, the height of the tuner gets shorter as you get towards the high E string. I never really noticed this on American Pro 2, but this has the modern C neck, which I always assumed that Pro 2 did as well. But apparently the Pro 2 has a deep C neck, so this is more.
It's quite slim.
Classic Fender. Yeah.
It's quite slim. It's quite slim.
Really cool are the new vintage-inspired Coastline pickups.
Coastline.
This runs all the way through the range.
All the way up the coast.
Basically an overwound pure vintage pickup. So you think about the pickups that you get in the American Vintage series. Same bobbins, same magnets, same wire, just an overwound version. That's as opposed to the V-Mod pickups that are on Pro 2, which, if I'm honest with you, I'd forgotten all about. But V-Mod is a crazy range where they use like 3 strings get one magnet and the other 3 strings get a different magnet, and it's all a mix of Alnico 2, 3 and 5 and stuff like that. These are going to be more vintage. These are marginally less output than V-Mod. Right. V-Mod is still claiming it's the sort of the most balanced sound. You've got a lovely selection of colours here. You've got what Fender describe as their greatest hits, so you know, butterscotch blonde, Telecaster, all that kind of stuff, but a whole new range of faded finishes, which I have to say...
Is that?
Yeah, I think that is what they're calling faded black, but it kind of looks like charcoal. My newest Strat, which I absolutely love and got to play in a studio the other day, which is the sort of the faded nitro finish red, and you can see now they've nailed it. So the one Pete's holding is the American Classic in a polyurethane finish. But they've really got that colour match nice. Yeah. Anyway, so lots of lovely colours.
That's good, because it is really difficult to come up with something new again from Fender. Every year we just seem to bring something out, and they've done something.
Totally.
And
but I think what's nice with this is that I think so many of us grew up aspiring to own an American standard Strat, and then they kind of discontinued it, or they changed the name, and then it lost that. So for me, I like the fact that we're calling this a Pro Classic, but it's anyway. We have got grease bucket tone circuits in every single model right across the range.
Really? Okay.
That's as opposed to the treble bleed and the S1 switching that you get on Pro 2. And then if your guitar is a Strat in this range, you're back to a vintage style 6-bolt trem system as opposed to the 2-pivot thingy on
jumbo frets
Pro
as well,
2.
medium jumbo frets. Was that normal?
I think that's the same on Pro 2. So, do you want to just start with, just do tones? So we'll start specifically with the Strat, and what you're going to hear, the Strat loaded with now is a 1957 Coastline pickup. So think an overwound 50 Strat vibe. Whole load of different maple and rosewood neck options depending on the colour you buy. But tone 1 is a normal tone control. Tone 2, which only works on the bridge pickup, is the grease bucket circuit. So it's supposed to, as you roll it down, it's supposed to keep the bass tighter whilst it removes the treble end.
This is rosewood.
Yep.
It's very dark rosewood, isn't it? Sounds like a Strat.
Another thing I think we should
it plays super nicely.
It does. Another thing you should really point out about this is whereas the outgoing Performer range was very much designed to be a cheaper, less good version of a Pro 2, this is just a classic version of a Pro 2. It's not worse. It is a bit cheaper because the parts are a bit cheaper, but it's absolutely not designed to be an inferior version of Pro 2. It's just the classic version, and then Pro 2 will be the modern version. That's it.
Dude, I wish they would just call it a standard.
Well, that's.
I wish they would just go Fender standard range.
Yeah.
American entry level. Here is the first. That's the standard.
Don't
Fender.
you think if we had the standard Strat Plus, everybody understood that, didn't they?
Yeah. It sounds really lovely though. Sounds great.
I think that does.
Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Would you mind just showing how much pokier the humbucker gets?
And the pokier.
I'm just going to refer to my notes, but I'm pretty certain
the pokier the bugger.
That the neck and the middle pickup stay the same. They do, yeah. So this is just the only difference here is that you've got a humbucker in the bridge. Son.
Good old. Sorry.
No, don't apologise. Okay, so that's
my sweeping.
Again, there's not much more to say, I don't think, about the Strats,
not
other
really.
than you like, or
I like it. I think they're slightly more rounded on the edges on the board. You can definitely see it on the rosewood. But I think the neck is. I'm not sure about the satin.
But that is a feature from...
It is a feature, I know.
I mean, standard Strats were always sort of satin on the back, and then more recently, I think, Pro 2 is gloss on the front.
This is all satin.
Now,
you know what? It's nice. It just feels a bit slim after playing a proper neck guitar. You know what I mean, over the weekend.
Right.
So I come straight back to this, and it's quite slim, but, you know, I can take anything.
Do you know what? I think that
I'll take it fat or...
I think, generally speaking, most guitar players would go for a modern C over a deep C.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's much easier in people's hands like that, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well, look,
yeah.
Should we move over to the Telecaster?
Let's do it.
So, again, as you can see, you've got the 2 single coil and the 3 single coil, which is super, super cool. But it really, they've just stuck to what everybody loves about this stuff. Brass saddles, the 3 big brass saddles.
Skunk stripe.
It's just, that looks cool.
That's a cool guitar, isn't it?
I'm trying to see what they've called that. Is it? Yes, just to confirm, ladies and gentlemen, this grey charcoaly colour is indeed faded black.
It is faded black. It's nice, sounds nice, plays nice. Wow, Connor. Quacky.
You've got your favourite style, ashtray style bridge there,
like
haven't
this.
you?
Yeah.
And remind me again, why is it that you prefer that to the one where they cut away the...
I just feel like there's more rigid, it's more rigid. The whole thing is harder. And then you got the saddles. These are quite slim for... I like them chunkier than this normally.
Yeah, but they just call these a slotted brass barrel.
Yeah, they're different because they're slotted, aren't they? Normally they're not as slotted.
You are right, they're a little bit
thin. It looks
thinner, aren't they, than some brass saddles I've seen.
But does it make a difference?
Vintage, correct? Everything makes a difference.
Does it make a difference? Got a pokey.
And it sounds like a Telecaster.
Sounds like a Telecaster. Doesn't it?
That sounds great.
Sounds good, and there's nothing on straight and. Nicely balanced as well.
It's just a good sounding guitar, that is, isn't it?
So simple, yet so right.
Speaking of making it less simple, let's hear the 3 pickup.
Oh God, I'm going to play that.
So
I love this actually. I don't know why I don't
like to Nashville.
Yeah,
have you ever owned
just
one?
the middle. No, but it's just the middle pickup. Just
So,
I had
okay,
a friend who always used to play that when we were touring.
So just before you start
He always
strumming,
made it sound good.
neck and bridge pickup are the same, 63 coastline pickups as here. The middle one though, they've stuck in a 57 coastline. So I'd be interested to see. I always associate 50s pickups with being a bit brighter than 60s.
These guitars, aren't they?
They're all alder body, so there's no. Sometimes in the
feels
range
right.
you'll see ashes on one colour and alders on another, but this appears to just be alder all the way through.
All the way through.
You're absolutely
Isn't it?
right.
That's
Interesting.
super light.
I wonder if that's because it's routed out a bit more for that middle pickup.
Isn't that? Just. As you got those brass saddles clinging away. The same pickups as 63s, right?
Yeah.
Neck. Good pickups, these. I like these pickups. Nice and bright.
I just love the idea of an overwound vintage pickup.
Yeah.
It's like that is a good starting point.
Because you wanted the sound from the vintage pickup, but a little bit more volume. That's these two together then, yeah? Season 4, and in the middle. That's that Strat. These two together? That's great. That's nice, man. I really love this idea of a guitar, but I could see this on a Strat.
What, you mean Tele bridge and...
Yeah, because that body sounds different than this body. That's in my head, my brain, a Tele guitar sounds different because of the shape of the body. I'm going to get absolutely
You think so? I think
murdered.
I mean, look, I do believe in all of those things, but I think it's the bridge makes the biggest difference. The bridge versus the tremolo system, I think, is where you get the biggest tonal difference between these two guitars.
Well, that's the whole thing, isn't it? That's the body. That's the whole thing of it.
Right. Okay.
So who wants to make one of those?
As the comment section sets on fire, telling us that nothing makes a difference other than EMG pickups. Right. Let's.
I really like this.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to wrestle that out of your grasp now. Whilst you switch over to the Jazzmaster, I will quickly throw up on screen the Jaguar. It's a shame we haven't got that today because it's pretty cool. What they've done on the Jaguar is simplify the pickup switching. So instead of those three switches down here where you've got like an on and off for each pickup and then the strangle switch, you've now got a traditional three-way switch at the bottom, and the strangle switch has been moved to the top, so you're less likely, I guess,
I told
to switch
you,
that by
you are
mistake.
not having the
It's also the Jaguar and the Jazzmaster have got the vintage style trem system, not the more modern panorama version of it.
You can.
That was the Jaguar, again with the coastline pickups. Let's talk about the Jazzmaster. Now, when we plugged this in at the beginning, the very first thing that I said to Pete was that it does sound distinctly different from the Strat and the Telecaster, which sometimes I find on, like, if you plug a Jazzmaster in and it just sounds very Stratty, you end up sort of going, well, what is the point of it?
Well, the point of it is it looks cool.
Well, there is that. But it's much, I think, much brighter sounding, this particular
But is it, though? It is maybe on this pickup. It's got this, there's a... Oh, that's annoying. It goes side to side, not up and down.
Oh, but that's how they. That's how they.
Know.
Oh,
easy to change though. Just flick it.
Absolutely.
Flick it and flick it.
Yeah.
That's the. It's
bright.
It's almost like a split kind of sound. Oh, sorry. Wrong one. I'm not gonna play that chord because I always play it so. But that's nice. I like it. I like it a lot.
I can't.
That's a cool guitar, man.
Forgive me if I'm wrong here, but I can't
I'll forgive you.
think of another Fender guitar where they claim to have like an overwound Jazzmaster or Jaguar pickup in them.
Maybe, I don't know. Is that what they are?
Yeah, so again, it's an overwound version of a 65 Jazzmaster pickup in there, and in the Jaguar it's an overwound version of the 62.
Well, maybe that's what Ariel has got in his, because they're quite... He's got a
P90s, isn't he?
Oh, no, and one is a Jazzmaster pickup, and one's a P90.
You've got the Mustang bridge on there, so hopefully a bit more stable than the traditional bridge. Anyway, that's basically your Jazzmaster and Jaguar run through. Some cool colours in here as well. You know, the green looks...
Is it Sherwood? Sherwood?
It looks different. It is more faded in the flesh. I think I must have a render of it on this sheet. It looks darker. But
is it a Sherwood green? Is that what it's called?
It is. Faded Sherwood green.
Oh, see?
Faded Robin, the hooded one. Anyway. Okay, shall we move on to... We've just got a bass now.
We've just got basses. We've got three basses. Should we leave it to...
You've got to show the Mustang bass off, right? I know we might not plug it in, but you've got to show it off.
I can show it off.
What is interesting, different, I suppose. They're all, again, this coastline pickup thing, which I'm guessing into the basses is still this kind of overwound vibe. The Mustang is my favorite one, and one of the things they've used, I don't know if I like these or not. You decide in the comment section. All three of the basses have got these, what they're calling lollipop tuning pegs. So they are a sort of transition era, mid to late 60s. So they're they're not as sort of intricately shaped as perhaps.
Oh, they're just can you see
they're
that?
Sort of rounder, but they call that the lollipop thing, which is kind of cool. But that I think it suits the Mustang. I'm not so sure if it suits the P bass and the Jazz bass as much, but that's what you're getting. This is basically just a split coil Mustang pickup, but it's a short scale bass. It just looks brilliant.
That you don't have much on. You got a volume and a tone on here, and that's it.
But it is a grease bucket tone.
It's fabulous, and it plays really nice.
There's the P bass, by the way. Sorry, I should have. That's probably been hidden behind me. And the Jazz bass, you can see that beautiful golden one.
We get Lee and Sissy to do these because I'm sure they will like these.
Yeah. Alrighty.
62, but really well. They feel really well, these.
That's really, I think, that's the main takeaway from this. So we haven't talked about a couple of things. We haven't talked about the price. So I think the range starts at just under the £1,500 mark. So it's about 300-ish pounds less than American Pro 2. The only thing that does sort of stand out, the only thing that sort of does stand out as a bit of a cost-saving thing is they're coming with gig bags, not cases.
Right.
So Pro 2 is the hard case. These are a gig bag. I'm pretty sure our web team are going to list the appropriate hard case on every product page with these. So if you really feel like you'd rather have the hard case, you can at least add the correct one to your basket. Mm-hmm. The gig bag case thing is this thing that we went to at the weekend, like that. You never take a hard case, do you?
No.
Always a gig bag.
Yeah,
like a good gig bag.
Yeah, or you roll in all your guitars, which is in a crate. You know what I mean? So they're all just sat in that good roll. That's how most people would do it. You roll it in.
Pro.
Well, isn't that what studios do, really?
For me, if I was going to a jam or a gig, whatever, it's just a decent gig bag.
Double gig bags. The new mono gig bags are flipping awesome.
I'd rather spend 150 on a gig bag than a case, I think.
I would, because the case is just going to be sitting somewhere.
In the loft.
In the garage, getting mouldy.
Well, look, that's it. These are out today. I think it's October the 14th today. I believe they're all in stock today as well. So if you're excited, you could whiz down to Andertons and try one, or just click that buy button right now and get it tomorrow. But well done, Fender. I know we mock you. You are the best at rehashing Strats and Fenders every year. And
we'll come back.
Oh my God, it's so exciting. But I do agree. This for me
should be the standard range, man.
Yeah, this is important. This is everything that the standard used to embody. Just that really good essentials guitar made in America.
Yeah,
nice.
Everyone can play.
Like it.
You can take it on tour. You can take whatever you want. It's just gonna be.
Yeah. Can we jam over that other nice song that you did, but we'll use the Teles or something for the outro? Let's do this.
Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.